today, we must begin again with President Trump. Two words that continue to sound unnatural together, like walrus porn or Tilda Swinton. Now, on Tuesday, Trump visited the Museum of African American History and Culture, promising to unite a divided country. And if you didn't hear about that, it's probably because it happened on the very same day he did this.
The Trump administration this morning laying out plans to aggressively crack down on illegal immigration, potentially sparking a steep increase in deportations and stoking fears among immigrant communities.
OK, so that's upsetting even by Donald Trump's standards, because normally when he wants to terrify an immigrant, he just texts Melania, coming home early, feeling horny. Now, this new plan gives ICE agents much greater latitude in who they can pursue and deport, and it includes hiring 15,000 new Border Patrol and immigration officers, which might actually be difficult, as they've already had so much trouble finding qualified applicants. There are currently around 2,000 vacancies. It seems immigration agent is the hardest job to fill, right after personal assistant to Mariah Carey. I want a limo for my dog and mirrors that make me look like it's 1997. Go get me there. Now, many people were alarmed by the new guidelines, and it frankly didn't help when the president seemed to escalate the stakes out of nowhere.
We're getting really bad dudes out of this country, and at a rate that nobody's ever seen before. And they're the bad ones. And it's a military operation.
OK. First, please stop using the phrase bad dudes. Please. I understand that you're trying to wean yourself off bad hombres, but it still feels like a lateral move. But more importantly, what was that you said about a military operation? That is a casual way to mention that you've deployed the armed forces. And luckily for everyone, Emmy-winning actress Melissa McCarthy was on hand to set the record straight with the world's least convincing explanation.
The president was using that as an adjective. It's happening with precision.
OK, Mel, but presidents really need to be precise with language. When you're the commander-in-chief, the term military operation has consequences. It's not just a meaningless word you can throw around like consultant or superfood. But please don't think that Trump just went after immigrants this week, because he targeted children too.
Schools and students are facing uncertainty today after the Trump administration withdrew federal guidance on transgender bathroom use in public schools.
Yes, it seems one by one Trump is delivering on his promise to make entire subsets of the American citizenry concerned about their safety and well-being again. Hashtag Masota Cat Soba. But this is gratuitous in so many ways. The guidelines had already been suspended last summer, and there's a Supreme Court case that may settle many of these issues, on top of which all the guidelines recommended was that students be called by their preferred name and pronoun, be allowed to use the restrooms and locker rooms consistent with their gender identity, and, regardless of gender, be able to wear a tux to prom or a dress in yearbook photos, which is a good rule. If the government wants to address an actual problem with yearbooks, maybe ban quotes by Dave Matthews. Oh, really, Dylan? You've got so much to say? Evidence is stacking up to the contrary. And look, as we've discussed before on this show, anti-transgender rules like bathroom bills are almost always rooted in deep sexual fear-mongering. The idea that they would provide cover for predators to sneak into ladies' locker rooms, despite the fact there is virtually no evidence of that happening. What there are reports of are of Trump himself barging in on women and teenagers who competed in his pageants while they changed, something that, in characteristic style, he has both denied and been recorded on tape bragging about.
I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Yeah, you do seem to sort of get away with it, which is exactly why, if we really want to protect women from predators, let's stop wasting our time with pointless, vindictive bathroom laws and instead launch a military operation to ban the president himself from women's rooms nationwide.